Welcome, Kayla. How are you doing
Hi,
today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me with the Wedding Blueprint. I'm super excited to have you, and I'm excited to learn about your and Adam's love story.
Thank you
Uh,
for having me.
you're very welcome. So tell me how long have you guys been together?
We've been together going on 3 years.
3 years. Amazing. And how did you guys meet?
We met, not organically. We met on a dating site, Bumble.
Okay. That's I mean, dating sites, I think, is the way of the world right now, right? That's how you meet people. So,
It is. It really worked out in my favor. I had swiped left on. We lived in two different cities, almost an hour apart, and I had swiped left on so many people that the app was just kind of like, "Hey, broaden your search," or we're kind of done here. So when I did that, I think it was like a day or two later, we both matched. So,
oh, that's awesome. That's
uh,
so cute. And why don't you tell me a little bit more about that journey for you guys?
yeah, we actually talked for a whole month before we got to meet up. I was sick, and then I was helping my mom every weekend. So by the time we got to meet up, we had already gotten really acquainted with each other. Um, he was more than willing to drive to eat dinner with me on a Thursday night. So he drove, I think it's about 45 minutes from where I used to live. So he made the drive to come have dinner with me. And it kind of like cracks me up every time I think about it. I remember I pulled into the parking spot and I was letting him walk. I saw where he parked, so I parked where I could see his vehicle and just kind of like gauge, okay, am I going to go in or am I going to not? And so I saw him walk through and I'm like, okay, he doesn't look weird or like he's gonna take me. So I'm gonna go. And as soon as I got out of my car, it's like he knew I was there because he turned around and he was like, Kayla? And I'm like, I think so. And so he came up and he hugged me and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't expect you to be so beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's
So
so
it's
beautiful.
been great.
And when did you guys get engaged? How long has it been?
Two going on 2 weeks now. So this coming Friday will be 2 weeks.
Oh, wow, so very new.
Very new.
Oh, that's amazing. And how did he ask?
Oh man. If you ask him, he's tried it on three different occasions, but I ended up messing it up some way or another because work trips got canceled, they got moved. But he took me to this brand new restaurant that just opened in our city, and he asked in front of everybody there. But the whole night was really amazing because as soon as we walked in, the guy sat down, or the guy sat us down and didn't ask us our name. So I'm like, how odd. How did he know that this was supposed to be for us? Because it says reserved with a rose on it. And oh, I'm sure he just kind of took a guess and it was meant for us. And I'm looking around and we're the only table with reserved and a rose. And I'm just thinking, this is so weird. And so later on in the night, I ordered a bottle of wine, and the waiter was like, "This is on the house." And I'm sitting here, I said to him, "Why would they give us a bottle of wine on the house?" And he's like, "I don't know, I got to go to the bathroom." Later on, he told me that he had gone to the waiter and was like, "Dude, chill, she's gonna catch on." So they played, I love Selena Quintanilla. I love her music. So they played her music in the background, and he got down on one knee and asked in front of everybody, and they all threw roses when I told him yes.
That's so beautiful. Oh, I love that. Now, you guys are very fresh into the engagement
Yeah.
phase. Have you started planning? Do you know where you want to get married? Do you have anything set?
It was honestly a very quick, humbling kind of thing that happened. You always hear weddings are expensive, and that's so true. As soon as we started talking to venues, it was maybe like 3 or 4 days later. And I'm like, okay, not to be like the crazy bride, but we do need a place if we want to get married kind of soon because everywhere books fast. So we have a few of them lined up that we are hoping are within our kind of budget that we want to spend. But if we are, then yes, we'll get married next year, September of 2026.
Oh, beautiful. And do you guys have a wedding planner?
No, so I bought the wedding planner book and like read through it to kind of get acquainted with it and just started going from there. And I'm still kind of really early into the process, but I think it's going to go well for me just following those little guidelines.
Hmm. Perfect. I always recommend, I'm a wedding planner as well, with Forever Yours, wedding and event planning. So I always recommend at the very least to do day of coordination with a certified wedding planner, just so that you and Adam can enjoy the day. Because essentially this is your day, so you want to enjoy it with your friends, your family. You shouldn't have to worry or stress about when or where the cake is, where the favors are, flowers, that sort of thing. So to have a day of coordinator, they can take care of everything so you can really enjoy the day. And the day will go by super, super fast. I've had talked to some brides in the past where they've asked like their aunt or their cousin to do something and they get a little tipsy and they forget to do it. And then the bride looks at their room and it's not set up or that sort of thing. So I do it is well worth it because that way you don't have to stress. And if something happens, they're there to take care of it and make sure that everything goes seamless.
Well, I'm so glad you said that because I've been trying to figure out how to incorporate my aunt into my wedding, and I was like, well, I'll just have her be my day of coordinator. So I'm so glad you said that.
Yes, because she's there also to enjoy your wedding,
Yeah.
right? Like she's family, she wants to enjoy it. She shouldn't have to think about it. I've had a couple instances, like one of them, I had a bride tell me after the fact she didn't choose coordination package, but after the fact, she's like, "Yeah, I asked my aunt to put out my cookie favors, and she's like, at the end of the night, I found them in a box underneath the table." Which is like $400 gone down the drain. So
Mm,
I'd hate for that to happen. So we can definitely talk
yeah.
about it if you're interested. I would love to help you with your special day.
Yeah. I do know that a couple of them have the day of coordinators. Honestly, it's not something that I put a whole lot of thought into, but I definitely didn't think a day of kind of thing. I was thinking just the whole planning process. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And it's good to, I'm glad you have that book because there's sometimes you just forget the little details. So because you have a book, it hopefully has like all of the T's crossed, all the I's dotted for you.
I'm hoping. There's things in there that I didn't even think about. There was one that said something about a stationer. I Googled that. I'm like, what's a stationer? And so I'm able to like realize, okay, we don't need I don't need to pay somebody to print off my invitations. Not in today's world. You can do everything and mail them all out. So it's definitely a process I'm learning.
It is. And hopefully it's not too stressful because that's another thing. You don't want this time to be too stressful because you have your your 9 to 5 job plus life, this whole process of engagement. It should be a happy process. It shouldn't be a
Yeah,
stressful process. So there are people out there like myself that can help you through this process as well if it gets too stressful.
perfect.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Kayla? What's your love story? Anything unique? Anything else that
Uh,
you want to think about?
well, I have a 9-year-old, and he's from a prior relationship, not with Adam, but the way he adores Adam. So he learned this past Friday that we are engaged, and just the light in his eye whenever he realized, like, oh my gosh, this has actually happened. He's like, you're gonna be my real stepdad. I am just so excited. And he got on his Xbox and started talking to all of his friends and was like, "You're gonna have to come to the wedding." He's probably invited 40 people that we don't even know.
That's awesome. It's his party.
It's his party. And I told him, I was like, "Buddy, it doesn't work like that." And he's like, "It could work like that though."
Like negotiation skills. That's awesome. Is he going to be your ring bearer? Is it going to be part of the wedding?
He is. So Adam's gonna include him as the ring bearer, but he and Adam are gonna be the only ones wearing a matching suit. I think we're gonna do forest green for the men. And so they're gonna do suspenders, a bow tie, and then so my son and Adam will be in the full suit and the other guys will just be without the jackets. So make them stand out.
That's so cute. And you mentioned earlier that you have a dog. Are you gonna have your dog part of the wedding as well?
Um, I'm thinking about it. He's really hit or miss. He can be very clingy. I call him a Velcro dog. Let me see if I can get him to show his face. Come here, boy. He he's very talkative and everybody is his friend. Everybody loves him. This is Bandit.
Oh, hi,
And it
Bandit. That's
doesn't
so
matter
cute.
if you're visiting randomly or if you're here to stay. You're here for him, and that's his thing. So
Oh,
he's definitely a maybe on the invite list.
he's adorable.
Thank you.
There's services out there too that can help with your dogs for a wedding. So they're like a doggy babysitter, and they can help take care of the dog, either walk them down the aisle or just sit with them or take them back home. So there's other options as well, just so that you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. They'll just stay by his side pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well then maybe he's staring at me now. Like,
That makes it a little bit easier so that they're not so crazy and you have to worry about it.
yeah, yeah, that's the only thing. I know that he'll sit while we're doing the ceremony, but as soon as it's done and everyone starts walking, he's going to be looking for the first person that's willing to give love.
Yeah, or treats.
Yes, that too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your love story, Kayla, and congratulations to you and
Thank
Adam.
you.
And I hope you have a wonderful day.
And thank you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.